spice blends are all the rage right now, and they are an eclectic blend of 15 to 18 spices that come together. But the beauty about them is that they are store-bought, readily available. You can put them either for some lamb, some fish, some chicken, or even some vegetables and just have them grilled. In today's cooking, I'm going to be taking baby back ribs and styling them with my own spiced Cajun spice, perfectly scented, and I'm going to elevate this with some vinegar salted potato wedges and a very twisted Asian coleslaw. While this is a perfect appetizer to enjoy with family and friends, right at the end I'm going to show you a simple hack how to make this a wholesome meal. Let's get to creating it. Preheating my oven to 160 degrees Celsius because I'm going to slow bake these for a good 2 to 3 hours till they are falling off the bone. My Cajun spice is something that I create once a year. It requires heavy pounding, dry roasting them in the sun, and getting this gorgeous pot of goodness created. With this ready, out here I've got 2 racks of baby back ribs, which I'm just going to put it on a foil, sprinkle it with some salt, season it on both sides, and get to rubbing that Cajun spice. With the salt well sprinkled on the entire meat, now comes just adding this rub and dabbing it down. It's as simple as it gets on one side. And go as liberal as you want the spice to elevate. So with this on one side, we're going to flip this and put it on the other. A gentle rub, just pick off anything that's left at the bottom, and now comes the best part of sealing this. So you seal these on the side firstly. Foil really works handy out here, and clamp them through and through. This is the best way to ensure all the flavors are locked in, and this goes on the side on the tray, and we are ready to create the next one. Another rack. Slightly messy over here, but nevertheless the purpose is going to be achieved. Half the salt on one side, just a good rub. Flip this over. Some more salt on it. Rub it again. And finally an overload of this Cajun spice. Like I said earlier, dry rubs have made life so simple, so easy, and it's what Joys of Cooking should truly be about. So with this tossed, put this on the other side, pat it down, and it's time to fold and wrap. This style of cooking, though very American in nature, is as versatile as it gets. You just seal everything, and this is ready to go bang into that preheated oven. Cooking extensively with foil ensures 2 purposes. One, there is even cooking throughout, and the second, that's the most important, less cleaning at the end. So with the oven preheated to 160 degrees Celsius, this goes in for a good 3 hours, slow baking to perfection. The real joys of cooking is when your cooking methods take care of most of the work, yet you come out looking like a star. With the baby back ribs roasting in the oven at 160 for that good 3 hours, it gives me a window to style it up and take it to the next level. Out here I'm going to create a very twisted Asian coleslaw that has flavors of the Orient, but pair gorgeously well along with those baby back ribs. So into a large bowl, I'm going to take the juice of 2 limes, put that in, and I'm going to flavor and scent it with the earthy aromas of roasted cumin seeds. So just take a tablespoon of cumin seeds, dry roast them, and pound them as coarse as possible. Sprinkle that in. It's time to season with some rosemary lavender salt just to enhance the earthiness. and style it to the next level with some heat that comes alive with that freshly milled black pepper. Sharp aromas in your kitchen, it's now time to just create a perfect lemon vinaigrette. So this defies the age-old concept of a coleslaw having a very eggy mayonnaise. This is very light yet refreshing and so summery in nature. So into this entire emulsion goes nearly 30 ml of extra virgin olive oil to create that dark Auburn dressing. With the dressing done, it's time to take some red cabbage, just cut it into the finest of chiffonnades and put that in. So I've used nearly half a red cabbage because I want this to be colorful yet bursting with flavor. To that red cabbage goes half a regular cabbage, just chiffonnade as well. And now comes the fun part of getting this to toss and marble well together. A quick toss so that the vinaigrette really flavors through and through and gives the entire thing a very, very Asian twist to a coleslaw. This needs to soften with the lemon in it and get to that perfect coleslaw consistency. While this is regular, we're going to style this up with some apple shards. So out here I've got 3 apples that I'm just going to cut into the largest possible shards and put them in. So quarter an apple, take off the core from the center and thinly slice them and throw them right in. Thin shards work really well out here. You can thicken it or just cut it into dices, whatever suits you fine. The purpose out here is to get the sweetness that the apple brings to this entire creation. The last of the 3 apples cut into these long, gorgeous shards. You just dunk them into your salad and give everything a very good tossing. The crunchiness comes through the cabbage, the red cabbage, and little specks of the apple here and there. But a very, very light and refreshing coleslaw. Perfect to go with those baby back ribs. Coleslaws always elevate to the next level when they are thoroughly chilled. So we chill this for a good 1.5 hours till the baby back ribs are ready. Now in the last leg of roasting the baby back ribs, and I'm talking about the last 45 minutes, it's time to just put the potato wedges into the oven on the lower tray. So out here I've got a kg of russet potatoes that I've just scrubbed well, cut into quarters and air dried them a bit so that they are firm. To that I'm going to add a generous sprinkling of some sea salt. Coarser the texture really works out here, along with some malt vinegar. So I've taken nearly about 30 ml of malt vinegar into this. Finally, you want that heat from pepper, so a generous sprinkling of some black pepper on top. Then comes my favorite cooking hack, tossing the entire thing in a glass bowl. And they are ready to go right on a bake tray which has been lined with foil. Spread these out and they are ready to go into the oven. A fine sprinkling of some sea salt just to cut that sharp overtone that vinegar brings to this, along with a little more freshly milled black pepper. This is ready now and it's such a simple creation, and that vinegar just adds a very new age concept to potato wedges. On the lower tray it sits for the next 40 minutes till it's just about done but crunchy on the exterior. 3 hours of allowing the baby back ribs to cook at a very consistent temperature of 160. They have got perfectly done. All we're going to do is take it out and take out those vinegar soaked russet potato wedges that have been nestled at the bottom. As I allow the baby back ribs to just rest for a good 4 to 5 minutes, on my russet potato wedges, I'm just going to sprinkle that truffle oil. The flavor of this oil is sharp and just absorbs into it while it's bursting with heat. Elevating it also has some gorgeous black truffle salt to it, just to style it to the next level. And this becomes classic gourmet potato wedges. The grand unveiling of these baby back ribs are ready and perfect. They've cooked to perfection. While I've reserved one rack on the side, the next one, either you can cut it into large shards or, like me, create a twist that I had spoken in my introduction. I'm just going to pull out the bones, and they're so easy to come out when it's perfectly cooked, and create something really fun out of this, converting a decadent appetizer into a gorgeous main course. While these Cajun infused baby back ribs are the perfect appetizer to enjoy when you're entertaining with family and friends, the salted vinegar potato wedges and that Asian coleslaw that we have chilling in the refrigerator makes it a very holistic entertainment food. But you can always style this up to the next level, and that goes with creating a fantastic gourmet burger. So out here, I've got a burger bun which I've lightly toasted. I'm going to slather in some of my homemade mustard that I always have lying in the fridge. And mustard is what's required to give it that burst of heat. Slight slather on both sides. Some gorgeous romaine lettuce nestled at the base. I'm not going to use onions, but I'm going to use a lot of romaine just to give it that bittersweet flavors. Some tomato slices. And you pick up a large chunk of this baby back ribs bone out, nestled on top, and you have an appetizer that gets converted into a very, very stylish meal. I hope you enjoyed creating my version of a Cajun spiced baby back ribs, styled either as an appetizer or go right ahead and convert it into a main course. Don't forget to share loads of love by hitting on the like button, and as I always say, don't forget to subscribe.